Turns out I was living in a motherfucking sex house? Let's chat about that. Yeah. Tell them I need my bitch here around at 8. Yeah. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Do we have a problem? This one for pop, this one for juice. I'm the one, bitch, you a deuce. Like it's around 6. Her team be fighting around shit, bitch. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Take to get her out bad. State bitch me out bad. Oh. Yeah. Oh. Hey. Hey. Yeah. Oh. Oh. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. Hey. Oh. Hey. Yeah. What's up? It's your boy Justdashawn, and we back with another motherfucking YouTube video, period. So y'all, I took me a little month's break, and now I'm back, and I'm back with some more content. As you already know, today we doing a story time, and this is probably gonna be like my first or second story time of 2022. I don't know. But today's story time will be about me living in a fucking sex house. And for those of y'all who don't know what sex house means, it's very self-explanatory. It's a house that is only meant for sex. Y'all might be thinking, that's normal. No, baby, when I mean sex, I'm talking about orgies, trains, threesomes, quadruplesums, nasty. Keep them spirits over there. But I'm gonna tell y'all how the fuck I ended up in a motherfucking sex house. So I was talking to this guy who I previously had sex with. So all I was trying to do was have sex with this nigga again. You feel me? I was on a little mission. So I hit him up. I was like, hey, can I come over? Can we smoke? And vibe. So he was like, yeah. And I got the magic word. So I pulled up. Boom. I get there and we doing the usual. We smoking, talking, we having a good conversation. And for those of you who know me, I love great conversation. It gets me horny. But we was just sitting there having a good conversation. One thing led to another. And we fucked. Now, mind y'all, when I got there, it was already like 2 a.m. So I was like, shit, since I'm already over here, can I just spend the night? And he was like, yeah. So, boom. I spent the night with him. And, the next day, I didn't feel like leaving. So I chilled with him for almost the rest of that day. So then he was like, if you want to, if you need a place to stay, you can stay here with me. And I'm like, really? Okay, that's fine. So I took up on his offer because I already wasn't feeling school. So I decided to stay with him. Now, over the course of time I was living with this guy, I started to catch feelings with him. And he was catching feelings for me very much so. But he's very much delusional, and y'all finna see why. Like I was saying, I'm catching feelings for this guy. So I say I've been staying with him for about a week now. And, we've having on and off sex. We're starting to really get to know each other. And it's starting to get more serious. So one day, one of his friends come over. And it just turns out that I know this person. I don't know him from a sex background, but I know him because I've seen him before. Because one of my friends, picked him up, blah, 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 and I was in the car. Boom. So I know this guy, and I'm a Gemini, so I'm real, baby, I'm not gonna talk to you. If I don't know you. I knew of him, but I didn't know him personally. So I was keeping my distance. But the whole time, I couldn't help but notice he was just staring at me the whole fucking time. And bitch, don't stare at me. If you want to stare, say something. I'm so sweet. So sweet. So he never said anything. Him and the person I'm staying with are just talking, and he just leaves. So when I go back in there to the guy I'm staying with, he just tells me that the guy told him that he knows me and blah, blah, blah. And boom, that just happened. That's all it was. He just told him that he knew me, and that was that. Okay, so boom. I would say I've been living with this guy for about 2 weeks now. And I kind of really haven't explored the whole house. I was just living in the part that me and him used to be in for the most part, which was the living room. He had a whole bedroom in the back. I just decided not to check it. This is not my house. I'm not going to go in your shit. I'm not going to look through your shit. So I never checked it. The door is always closed. Nobody was back there. And I was just, wasn't thinking nothing else about it. So one day, me and my friend are just, the guy I'm staying with, who right now at this point, we are talking about dating. We are talking about being together at this point. So we're just chatting one day. And then next thing you know, I hear a door open up in the house. And I'm like, what the fuck was that? Is somebody coming to the front door? Are you expecting anybody? And next thing you know, I hear heels clacking. And all I see is a dirty ass transsexual walking out that motherfucking room. And y'all, I have no problems with transsexuals. I love y'all, period. But this one in particular got me all the way fucked up. And if I ever see this bitch in the street, prepare to get your ass beat. Cause bitch, you a Gemini, so you on my same energy as me too. And bitch, we got the same motherfucking birthday. How motherfucking, ooh. So yeah, like I was saying, this dirty ass transgender walks out the room as if she hasn't washed in a month, looking dirty, stinking. As soon as she opened the door, I got a whiff of stank. So she just peeks her head in, and guess what? I happen to know this person too. And y'all, at first I didn't notice him because he was in trans mode. Like he had a wig, and he just like he could pass for a female, just like a manly one. Like, you know how Jocelyn is, got manly features. He could pass. But I didn't notice him at first, but then when the next day I had saw him again, and it was the guy that I've met way, like maybe a year ago. We've met, we talked. We never did anything sexual, but we definitely had conversation. And when I seen him, I'm like, I'm really confused now, because not only were you living in this room for 2 weeks without making a noise, I didn't know nobody else was in this house, and now you doing trans, and now I'm just fucking confused. I have so many questions going through my head, and the fact that he didn't tell me that nobody was in here, like, really blew me. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the juice, the tea, and the spill. I just had to give y'all a rundown of who's in the house. So, y'all remember that friend I said came over and he was just staring at me? Well, he came back over another day. And me and the guy who's let me stay with him is just talking in the room. And then we get a knock on the door. I already know who it is. It's his friend that always comes over. But this time, the person who let me stay with him, he walks out the room and he closes the door behind him. And I'm just in the room chilling, I'm not thinking much of it. Maybe they're going to have a private conversation, something I shouldn't be a part of, and I respect that 100%. So I hear him open the door for him, and he comes in, and they're having a conversation. So I'm just really chilling. I'm in the other room painting. Door is still closed. And then out of nowhere, I start to hear, moaning and a lot of banging and screaming and lots of hollering. And it was just almost as if somebody was getting murdered. And I kid you not, I was scared, and I did not, I didn't know what to do. So over time, I caught on to that they were having fucking sex in my fucking face. And like I was telling y'all, at this point, me and this guy are talking about dating. I don't give a fuck if we're not together yet, but bitch, if we're talking about dating, and then you bring somebody in your house, and I'm in the next room, and you fuck them in my face, bitch, please. I asked him, did you and him just have sex? He said, I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about. As if I was making this shit up, and as if I was fucking dumb and had dementia. Bitch, strike motherfucking one. So, I let that go. We're not together yet, so that's the only reason why I let it slide. But bitch, that was still disrespectful as fuck, and I'm gonna remember that shit, bitch. Boom, that was strike one. Next day comes. Y'all remember that dirty ass trend that I told y'all was in the next room? Boom. I decide, to be the bigger person, go to his room. I was like, look, let's go chill with him, I don't know nothing that's going on, but I'm such a nice fucking person thinking about other people. I wanted to get going there and get to know him, smoke, talk, and maybe finally get somewhere on why the fuck this nigga is here. So we get in there, we start smoking. We're not even talking. There's music on. He's high as fuck, twerking and doing extra stuff. And I don't know if he knew, but I've been here for 2 weeks and I'm thinking about dating this guy. You're twerking in his face, tempting him in my face. Not gonna think nothing of it. So then, we're still just, he's still doing the extra stuff, twerking and stuff. I'm just bopping my head, smoking. He's doing the same thing. He's the person I thought about talking to is just minding his business. And next thing you know, that dirty ass chin decides to go over to my man and starts grinding and twerking on him. So you know what my petty ass did? I pulled my man. I was like, look, lay your ass on this bed. And I go on top of him and started riding that dick in front of his face. Because that was so disrespectful. And my man just started smiling and laughing like he's just living his best life. No, bitch, you supposed to... The fuck are you doing? Strike 2. And this strike 3 really set it all for me. So, one day, me and my man are in our room just chilling, talking. Next thing you know, I hear stripper boots clacking down the hallway. Now, the way I was angled, my man was sitting to where he could see out of the doorway. I was sitting to where I couldn't see out the doorway. You feel me? So he's seeing everything that's in the hallway happening. But what I could hear and picture in my head, that bitch was in the hallway, naked, dancing in front of my fucking man. And I could tell because my man was starting to smile on his shiesty ass shit. And I'm like, wow. I'm just thinking it in my head now. I don't know what's going on for sure. So that's why I just keep quiet and I just stay to myself. So then 5 minutes later, I still hear the noise going on. And out of nowhere, my man gets up and he was like, I'll be right back. And closes the door behind me. The level of disrespect. But I didn't think of none of it. Maybe they were just going to talk, you feel me? Next thing you know, I'm hearing screaming, hollering, banging, like bang, bang, like not like headboard banging, like almost as if somebody's getting hurt and abused, like hollering and screaming. This was serious. Like I was like, oh my gosh, why are you screaming like almost like a scream for help? Turns out they were fucking. And I'm just like, wow. Strike 3. The bitch is done. At this point, I'm fed up. And I still have to stay there because I committed to staying here for a while. And my mental was fucked up. So I was really just letting anything go past me. But remember, I am fed up at this point. And I know how to play this game. Boom. So I'm going to rewind the story back a little bit. And remember when the guy was staring at me? That day, when him and my man had sex, there was another guy in the room with me. There was another guy in the room with me. Now, I didn't do anything, but he was fine as fuck. If I wanted to be shiesty and do something with him that day, I could have, because that guy wanted me too. Very badly, and he blatantly stated it too. And he found my Instagram, my fucking Facebook, and was hitting me up every day trying to get in these cookies. Period. But I denied it simply on the fact that I thought I had a man. So you want to know what I did? One day, when they went home, I called his friend over and I fucked the shit out of his friend. Period. I fucked the shit out of that boy. Like, so much built up anger was in me, so I took it out on that dick. And yeah, I did that. And after that, of course, I got my shit and I left. I was through. Baby, you're not gonna play me no longer. I came here and did what I had to do. And there was more to it as to why it was a sex house, y'all, because it was more people. But I'm trying to keep it simple and just give y'all little pieces of different moments that happened. But there was way more people. He had, my man had like a best friend. He had, lots of other people. He was selling dick for money, like selling his ass for money. I found out he was a You know, I found out he was versed because he wanted me to fuck him one day. I'm a whole bottom. You know this. I met you. You was giving really much full top. I never would have thought that you was getting your booty hole play with. But one day he decided to, you know, be like, babe, and then he did it in the most disrespectful way, and I almost slapped the shit out of him. He decided to bend his ass over in front of me, and all I seen was his booty cheeks spread open. I'm just like, first of all, the shit looks dirty. It looks dirty. Go wash. Oh yeah, y'all, and he didn't shower or nothing. Like, I don't know where the fuck I was at in my head, trying to give this nigga a chance and benefit of the doubt. But you are a dirty ass nigga. And then, this nigga hasn't cleaned his basement out in almost, I want to say, a year. I went down there and tried to clean his motherfucking basement, y'all. I'm in there fucking scrubbing the ground. And the way it's set up, it's so much trash and junk and just years of shit on his ground that I'm trying to sweep and get out the way. Y'all, I got majority of that shit done, but I had to stop because one day while I was motherfucking sweeping the ground, scrubbing the ground, a big ass rat ran across my leg, and that rat was the size of a motherfucking cat. So that motherfucking rat been down there eating. And I can tell because there's a lot of shit down there to eat from, okay? I'm not even gonna say anymore. I'm not trying to expose this nigga or bash this nigga, but bitch, you did me wrong. And bitch, I'll slap the shit out of you next time I see you. Promise that.